everybody, Danny Lightning back with another CSR2 video. Today we're going to talk about the basics of live racing. Now this is a video that's going to help out new people and people who have been playing for a long time, because a lot of people don't know this, they get stuck. Alright, this is going to sound crazy, but you have to lose live races to win live races. Alright, and we'll explain that in just a minute. So I'm going to take this Veloster Turbo R-Spec into live racing. I have never once even driven this car. So this is on a very fresh tune. So that means if I go into live racing on a car that I can beat dyno time with, that's on a very first brand new fresh tune, it should easily destroy everybody I live race. Alright, this car beats dyno by like 0.3 of a second. So alright, I just did a couple test runs to figure out the shift pattern and stuff for this car. So we're going to try and take this car into live racing and see how bad we destroy people. And then I'm going to explain to you what happens when you win too many live races. And we're going to talk about why you need to lose live races to win live races. Now I'm going to avoid racing these Legends cars. Alright. For some reason, these Legends cars seem to be extremely hard to beat in live racing. Alright, this might destroy them since it's, like I said, it's on a very new, fresh tune. Let's race this Tier 2 Audi. We should destroy this guy. We're a Tier 1 car racing a Tier 2 car. Alright, we've got 1 star, he's got a couple of stars. I don't even pay attention to the amount of stars somebody has when I live race them. It doesn't matter. Alright, don't let the stars throw you off. We're probably going to annihilate this guy. We're on a very fresh tune. We haven't won any live races before. So we should be on the low end of our time bracket. Alright? Let's check this out. 3, 2, 1, go. Second in nitrous. Bam. I mean, look at that. We left that guy in the dust. No problem. That was an easy win. That was a really easy win. Alright, so now I'm going to explain to you what happens if I keep winning like this. So this car is going to be capable of beating everybody I race. So if I go in with a full tank of gas, which is 10 races, and I win all 10, bam! I just got moved into a faster time bracket, which means instead of this guy running, look at that, I ran a 12.0 and he ran a 12.7. So if I win 10 races and they smack me into a new time bracket, I'm probably going to be racing guys that are doing like 12.5s instead of 12.7s. And I come back later in the day and I win another 10 races. Bam! Next thing I know, they're doing 12.3s instead of 12.5s. So I come back later in the day and I win another 10 races. Bam! Next thing you know, they're doing 12.0s and I'm having a hard time winning. But let's just say I were able to win the majority of the next 10 races. Bam! I moved into an even faster time bracket to where it's almost impossible to win any races. Sometimes, I mean, my car is running a 12.0. That's as fast as this car is going to get. Alright, it might even slap me into a time bracket where they're running like 11.8s and 11.7s to where this car is not even possible, not even capable of running those times. So in that case, you're not able to win any more races with this car. And at this point, you have to start losing a bunch of live races in a row in order to get back into this type of time bracket. Alright, so this is, a lot of people do this. A lot of people like to swap. Alright, they want to win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. So they swap wins with people just to stay in the lower time brackets. Now that's all fine and dandy, but you're winning 1 out of every 2 races. What I like to do is go in on a very fresh tune like this, and I win 20 races and then I lose 10. I win 20 and I lose 10, and that usually keeps me in the lower end of the time bracket. I don't get moved up into the faster time brackets if I do it that way. And that way I'm winning 2 out of every 3 races instead of 1 out of every 2. So my winning odds are a little better that way. So that's my personal technique, okay? So that's pretty much the deal with that. Um, let's see if there's anything else I need to. I know there was something else. I'll probably think of it in a minute. But if you win, say you win like 40 races in a row and you get back into that time bracket where you're having a hard time winning, you're going to have to lose a lot of races to get back into one of these time brackets. Check this out. A purple starred car, all right, 3 purple stars in tier 3 racing my tier 1. Who's going to win? I'm going to destroy this guy. But if you lose, but I mean, it'll get to a point where if you win too many, let me race this guy real quick. 3, 2, 1. So don't be afraid of higher tier cars or the amount of stars they have. Because look, I'm destroying the guy, no problem. But if you win too many races in a row, you're going to have to lose a lot. So if you get to the point where you're incapable of winning races because all the cars are winning so much faster than you, or running so much faster than your car is even capable of, you're going to have to lose like 50 or 60 races in a row. This guy wants a rematch for some reason. Alright. So you don't want to get to that point. You don't want to have to lose that many races in a row. So it's a good idea to just start swapping or keeping track of how many wins you've had. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm gonna kill him again. I don't even know why he challenged me a second time. He probably thinks, oh, my tier car, I must have done something wrong. I'm tier 3. That particular car isn't very good for live racing. So I just won 3 in a row now. Look at that, 13-1. I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. But anyways, you don't want to have to win crap loads of races to reset yourself. So therefore, just try not to win too many in a row when you come into live racing. Now, some other things about live racing. There's all kinds of connection issues and problems. Alright, here's a car that might actually beat me. This is a much better car than mine. Alright? Due to the fact that I'm on a fresh tune, I think we've got a connection error right here. Opponent disconnected. Unfortunately, he didn't actually disconnect on purpose. That was an issue with the game. Now that guy was running a much better car than me, but since I'm still on the fresh tune and I've only won a couple races, I should have still destroyed him if I would have raced him. Alright, this is a much better car than me. Let's try and race him. Even though I have 1 star and he has 0 stars, the Fiesta is a better car. By far. Alright? But since I'm on the fresh tune, I should easily beat him. Now if I had won a whole lot of races, I'm going to have a hard time beating this guy. 3, 2, 1. Nitrous on second. Alright, so I should win no problem. He might actually get me this time. Like I said, that is a much better car than mine. And I actually won, so that's good. And sometimes when you're on a fresh tune and you're on a winning streak, you're still gonna get a couple cars who are the same way. They just got the car, they just leveled it up, they're on a fresh tune. So they're also in the lower end of the time bracket to where they're easily beating everybody. So you're gonna race some of those people as well. So I'm guessing that guy's in the same boat as I am. If he'd won a whole lot of races, he wouldn't be in here able to run around the same time as I am. Now I'm pretty lucky that I beat that guy. Now I'm actually out of gas. So I'm gonna go ahead and refill my gas tank, and we're gonna leave here and we're gonna come back in with a higher tier car. And we're gonna look for a bunch of these connection issues and all that stuff. Now I need to refill my coffee, so I'm going to leave for a second and get my coffee. And I'll just edit out the part of this video where I'm gone, because this video recorder, it actually doesn't have a pause button. Alright, let's pick which car we're going to go back into live race with. I'm going to pick one of my favorites. Let's go with the Mustang HPE 750. This is one of my favorite live racing cars. Alright, and I'll be back in just a second after I refill my coffee. Okay, and I'm back. So we're going to refill my gas tank. I'm just going to spend 20 gold to refill this. And we're going to go in and do 10 live races with a full tank of gas. And we're going to try and win all 10. I don't know if this Mustang is on a fresh tune or if it's on a tune where it's going to be hard to win because I haven't live raced this for a while. This is one of my favorite live racing cars. But I want to show you, alright, there's all these connection issues and stuff like that. And this is part of the game. This isn't on your end. This is on the game's end. If you notice all this people disconnecting and can't connect to somebody's game. Look, I keep clicking race and I can't race this guy. That's a problem with the game, alright? This isn't your phone. Alright, this is the game being messed up. Now, one other thing I want to mention about live racing is there's these different time brackets. And people have these big like mathematical equations on how you need to tune your car to get into this time bracket and how you need to tune your car to get into that time bracket. There's another problem with the game right there. Now I've tried tuning my car to these time brackets where it's supposed to make you win easier and this and that, and you know what? I don't notice a difference. I just give my car the best tune it can get and it works out just fine. Alright, you don't need to go in and tune your car to these crazy tunes and make sure it's at like, there we go, it can't connect to that guy. Alright, this is the one thing that needs fixed with live racing. It's constant connection issues. Can't connect, over and over. Then finally you'll get into someone that you can race like this. I mean, how many times was that? Like 4 or 5 people I couldn't connect to before it finally worked correctly? This has been a problem with this game since I've started playing. I don't understand how they can add all these new updates and stuff, but they can't fix something so simple to make the game actually work. And I forgot to hit the launch button. Oh, that's another thing, alright? If you're brand new to the game and you're racing with a tier 1 car, you don't have the launch button. But once you move up to a tier 2 car and you go into a live race, you've got to hit a button to launch or your car won't take off. When I first started playing and I did my first tier 2 race, I couldn't figure out why isn't my car going? My car won't go. What's happening? And I had to get online and I did a lot of searching and I had a hard time finding it. But you actually have to push the same button as your nitrous to make your car launch off the line. So as soon as the countdown 3, 2, 1, go. As soon as it gets to go, you got to hit the nitrous button to launch. Then you hit the same button again to do your nitrous. So that's pretty crazy. I'm glad I remembered that. I actually forgot to hit my launch button right there. And that made me reminded me to tell you. So let's go back into the lobby and find someone else to race. Unfortunately, I forgot the button, so I lost. But this is mainly to show you all the problems I have with this game. Let's try and challenge this guy. See, this guy says won, win, lose. That means he wants to swap. Unfortunately, not everybody that has that connection failed, of course. Not everybody that has win, lose actually swaps with you. The majority of them do, but I think some people put that in their name just so you think they're gonna swap with you, so they can, you lose the first race, you challenge them to a rematch, and then they beat you a second time when you're thinking, oh, he's gonna let me win the second time because he wants to swap wins. So some people are dishonest. Now this guy refused. That means he didn't want to race my car. That wasn't an error. That was actually a guy refusing to race me. Alright, let's race this up. Busy. So sometimes it actually can take a while to run out a tank of gas due to all the connection issues. I mean, that's connection failed. There we go again. I mean, this is terrible. This is terrible. Let's try and race this guy. But every time I come into the live racing, this is what happens. I probably sit there, 10 10 live races should take like connection failed. Okay, here we go. Problems. Alright, 10 live races should not take more than like 15 minutes. But with all these game issues, it does. I mean, there's days where it's taking me an hour to get through 10 live races. And it seems like the lower tier cars are easier to connect to people the majority of the time. I don't know why, but when I come in with like a tier 4 car, it seems like the connection issues are worse. Alright. 3, 2, 1, launch. And we should probably beat this guy. That was close. So I may or may not be on a fresh shift pattern. I kind of messed my shift up. I should be running 11.9s. I ran a 12.2. He ran a 12.3. So I am on a fresh shift. I'm really not that used to playing with my PC and the Xbox controller. That launch button and the controller kind of screws me up from the way I normally play on the phone. So it takes me a while to get used to it. Alright, let's try and run some more live races. I'm going to try and run out this whole tank. Hopefully, we'll see how long it actually takes. But I think I covered all the basic stuff that I wanted to tell you about live racing. So now we're just live racing to live race. Okay, so this guy accepted. I think this guy refused me before. Maybe it was a different guy with the same car. I don't know. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Launch. Early shift. Shift to nitrous. Alright. And I am going to win. Now keep track of what times these people are running. They might start to get faster and faster and be harder to beat. There I ran a 12.0. So if I run 11.9s or 12.0s, that's a good time with this car. He ran a 12.1. Now like I said, I'm not sure how many wins I've actually got on this car, so as I race more people, it could move me into a faster lobby as I'm racing. Now if I go in and lose 10 or 20 races, it should set me back to the low end of the time bracket. Alright, let's see if this guy will accept my race. Connection failed, of course. Now the one thing I've noticed though is like a lot of times if you bet somebody, people don't want to take bets. Even if it's like a $5,000 bet, the majority of the time people seem to refuse. So I don't even bother to try and bet people anymore because it takes even longer to get through these races when you're trying to bet because of all the connection issues than the people who refuse the bet. So even the low dollar bets, people don't want to take them the majority of the time. 3, 2, 1, launch, early shift, shift to nitrous. Alright. So you want to make sure you know the shift pattern for your car. That's lag. What you just saw right there, when I first started playing this game, I thought that was a hacker. They would speed up and slow down and speed up and slow down, and then they'd shoot across the finish line at the last second and beat me. And I was like, oh, those are hackers. Truth is, that's just lag. That's lag when that happens. That's not a hacker, okay? So I'm kind of glad that happened so you can see that, so that doesn't freak you out. It sucks to see that happen because you're like, man, am I going to win or am I going to lose? I don't know. Oh, the other thing though, don't ever pay attention to your cars. You're going to miss shifts, alright? Like, even if you don't watch your cars, the only thing you should keep your eyes on is the tachometer. Watch that needle go up. Alright, that guy refused. He didn't want to race me. Watch that needle and watch nothing else. Only look at the needle so you can hit your shift points, because if you start looking at the cars and not the needle, you're going to miss shifts and you're going to lose. Let's try this purple car. Nope, he's busy. Let's try this guy. I'm not actually paying attention to who I've already raced or not, so. Alright, I don't ever look at the cars while I'm racing. I only watch the speedometer, or the tachometer, I should say. 3, 2, 1. Early shift, shift and nitrous, shift, shift, shift. Now I'm in 6th gear. Now I might look up and watch the cars since I've already got to my final gear and I don't have to shift anymore. But until you're done shifting, don't take your eyes off that speedometer for a second, or you're going to miss shifts and that's going to cause you to lose. So there we got an 11.991. That's really good. That guy ran a 12.3. Alright. Let's challenge this Ferrari. The Ferrari F40 is one of the best live racing cars in the game. This car, I probably win more races with this than anything. Only problem with this car is a lot of people will refuse to race this car because they know it's probably going to win. So the timer just ran out and that guy disconnected, so he might be away from keyboard. He might not have wanted to have raced me and just decided I'm just gonna let the timer run out. I'm too chicken to hit refuse. I don't know. I'm just talking. But the timer ran out. I think they have like 15 seconds or 20 seconds to accept the race. That guy didn't accept it before the timer. Alright, so let's race this guy. Three, two, one, shift. Early shift and nitrous. Alright, I messed up. I really messed up on my shift pattern there, so I'm probably going to lose this race. No, I'm still going to win. A lot of people underestimate this Mustang. What I love is when I race these like Bugattis and these supercars and I tear them up. Let's try and find one of those. Let's try and find a tier 5 car to race. The other thing is you can't see what any of these cars are. It takes forever for these things to load in. They need to fix that as well. They're loading faster than normal today. Some days, you can sit here for 5 minutes and half the cars aren't even loaded in, so you can't even see who you're racing. Alright, this guy's trying to race me, so let's race him back. Hello, I have a, there we go, 2, 1, early shift and nitrous. I hit my nitrous a little early. I don't know why, but like I said, the Xbox controller kind of screws me up sometimes in live racing. 12.0 to 12.2, so that's good. So I'm definitely on the fresh wins. This car hasn't won too many live races. So I could probably go through this tank and go through another before I had to start losing races. Because like I said, you don't want to win too many in a row or you get put in way too fast of a time bracket. Then you have to lose a load of races to get out of that fast time bracket and back into one where it's actually easy to win. Alright, I'm looking for a good tier 5 car to race. I'm not seeing any. Alright, this is an easy Mustang to beat. My Mustang is way better, actually. This is the Mustang, the Shelby GT350R Mustang. It's really not that good. The HPE 750 always destroys it. I've never actually lost a race to one of these. In this is probably gonna make me a liar. I'm gonna lose here, I bet, but I always destroy these cars. Nope, there we go. I have never lost a race to one of those. So I'm pretty sure the HPE 750 is the superior Mustang. Let's go back out into the lobby. As you'll see, my tier 4 car is getting a lot more respect points per win than the tier 1 car was. Alright, there's a 5-star tier 5 car. I tried to race him, but somebody challenged me right before I clicked on him. So we're gonna go ahead and race this guy. And we got a connection issue again. Alright. So unfortunately we couldn't connect to that guy's game. So let's try and find that tier 5 car again. Alright, it looks like he's busy. Alright. Let's race this one. I hear this is a really good car for live racing, but I don't actually know. I've got this car, but I've never put any parts into it or anything. The Camaro ZL1 1LE. Supposedly it's really good for live racing. But since I'm still at kind of a fresher tune, I should beat it. I'm in the slower part of the time bracket still. 2, 1, shift, early shift, shift to nitrous. I kind of have to talk those shifts out when I do this. I don't know what it is, but if I don't have to hit the launch button, I'm fine. Now on my phone screen it's not a big deal, but when I'm doing it on my Xbox controller, some reason hitting that launch button on the Xbox controller really screws me up. And I gotta say my things out loud every time or I mess up my shifts. It's weird. But there we ran an 11.9, he ran a 12.2. Alright. So tier, number of stars, all that stuff, I never even pay attention to that. I race anybody who wants to challenge me, especially if I'm at a fresh tune. Now if I've won a whole bunch of these races and I'm in the faster part of the time bracket, there's certain cars I don't want to race one of those Ferrari F40s. Right now I'll race it all day long. But if I'm in the faster time bracket because I've won say 20 races in a row, I'm not going to race a F40 because the F40 is going to beat me every time. So I can't connect to this guy. More connection issues. Opponent disconnected. Of course they did. So like I said, it's not you, it's the game. These connection issues are all about the game being messed up. They really need to fix this. Connection failed, of course. I don't understand why they can't fix this. Alright, here's a tier 5 car with 5 stars. These cars can be super hard to beat. This is a pretty fast car right here. Connection failed, of course. See, this is the problem with live racing. It can take a really long time to live race because of all these errors. But live racing is how you earn a large chunk of your respect points every season. I probably earn 500,000 or so just by live racing every season. Then I probably earn another 500,000 or 600,000 just from the little events and races I race. Alright, here's somebody. Here's a glitch. I don't know. That's either a Ferrari or a Honda. Let's see which one. Okay, it's a Ferrari. But yeah, live racing is full of crazy glitches. Constantly. All day long. It's glitch, 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 glitch. Problem, 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 problem. And it's freaking annoying. 3, 2, 1. I mean, sometimes I wonder why I still play this game. I actually love this game. But these connection issues, man, they drive me nuts. They drive me crazy. .990 versus 12.1. You know what we're gonna do? we're going to race a couple of these races without hitting nitrous. So let's say I just won 20 races. This is how I go about losing. Alright? I stop using my nitrous. We're going to try and race this guy. And when it gets to the point where I can win or almost win a race without using my nitrous, I know I'm on the lowest part of the time bracket from my car. I'm no longer in the fast time bracket. So how do we do without nitrous? Alright? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1, launch, early shift. Alright, no nitrous. Am I going to win or lose? I didn't lose by that much. I lost, but not by a lot. I ran a 12.4 and he ran a 12.330. Now on my Ferrari F40, I can actually win races without using nitrous. Same thing with my my other car. Now this car runs a lot slower without using nitrous. 11.9 versus 12.4. That's a pretty big difference. All right, so I don't know how often I can get into matches where this car runs a 12 point, where the other cars are running 12.4s. But when I want to go on a losing streak because I've won too many races and I'm starting to get into the faster time brackets, that's what I do. I race without nitrous. And I pay attention to the times the other cars are running. And when I see that they're running slow times, alright, that's when I go back in to start winning again. So that's how I do things on live racing. Racer refused. Let's race this guy. Nope, he moved or disconnected or something. I wonder how long this video is going to be. I bet this is going to be a long one. Alright, let's race. I'm just going to go ahead and pick this guy. I'm going to lose again. I'm just going to race this guy without my nitrous. Nah, there's no point in that. I might as well try and win this one. Connection failed. There we go. More problems. I bet I can beat this guy without nitrous. If I remember correctly, that's a terrible car. He refused. I'm pretty sure those are terrible live racing cars. But anyways, this is going to be my last race and then I'll end this video. The regular NSX, that's a really nice live racing car. 3, 2, 1, launch, early shift, shift to nitrous. I'm just going to go ahead and win this last race. I beat that guy by a huge amount. I'm guessing that person probably just recently won this car and doesn't know how to drive it, because I shouldn't have won by that much. Unless he was actually trying to lose. Alright, he ran a 13.2. That guy was, I think he intentionally lost. He's probably trying to get back into a slower time bracket as well. Because sometimes you'll race someone and they will lose by a huge amount. That person probably lost intentionally. So if you see that happen and you're trying to win, re-challenge that guy if you can. Alright, that way, if he's trying to lose, that's an easy win for you if you're trying to win. But also, like I said, if you go in and you lose, a bunch of races to get back into the slower part of the time bracket, you should be able to win almost every race easily until you get moved back up into the faster one. So after I went about 20 races, I noticed the other cars start to run about the same time as my cars. I'll see after 20 races, I should see people running 11.9s, 12s, and 12.1s. And then if I win another 10 after that, I'm going to see people running like 11.7s, 11.6s, and my car can't run that fast, alright? So hopefully all of that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, so alright, If you happen to still be watching, I'm sure a lot of you have disconnected by now. But if you happen to still be watching, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Alright, thanks.